So if you've ever wanted to try digital modes, but you don't have a bunch of time to build cables and adapters and wires and sound cards, I have something you're absolutely going to love. Today, we're taking a look at Ribbit or Rattlegram, and it's a digital text mode for emergency communications and will work on pretty much any radio. Let's check it out. All right, folks, welcome back. So what I want to explain to you today is how this works. Now, if you're not a ham, don't just glaze over, roll your eyes, and go, I'll never get to that. This is something that'll work for any radio. The legality of it is kind of, if you're using this on a little FRS radio or GMRS radio, not sure it's entirely legal, but in a pinch, when you're trying to pass a message to somebody, without it being heard by everybody, now this isn't encryption, but without it being understood by the general public, this is something that might be kind of handy. This is a new mode for passing traffic back and forth on VHF and UHF. What this does is it kind of harnesses the power of smartphones and it uses them to transmit through the microphones and loudspeakers. It's got double the speed of APRS. For those of you not familiar, that's a kind of a mapping messaging kind of system for ham radio. You'll put an APRS tracker in your car doing an event or something, and at net control, we can see where all the cars are. We can send you messages, stuff like that. For those of you not familiar with it, it's a very handy mode, but this is twice as fast as that. And very, very fault tolerant. So you can operate this with a whole lot of background noise in your house or in your work area, and it's not going to pick that up. Like I'm talking now, and I'm not seeing any messages come in. I am going to zoom in on the screen so you can kind of understand what's going on here. This is the app itself, okay? And you will see my call sign on there and just some test messages that I've transmitted. Now, I am using two mismatched ham radios here today to do this. And I want to show you how this works because I think it's a really neat, handy way of, even locally, talking back and forth and being able to pass that information without the general public listening in. Now, if you're a ham and you got one of this, of course, you can sit down and listen to it all day long. So it's not encryption or anything super secure, but it's very quick, and you can pass a whole lot of information in a tiny little bit of bandwidth. It's very information dense. Another neat feature of this is no hardware is needed. You don't need to plug anything in and plug it to your phone and get a sound card and decode it. And there's no learning curve here. You're literally going to hit your transmit button, hit transmit on your phone, and that back there is going to pick it up. All right. All you got to do is leave your radio on near your phone with this app running, and this app will not time out. The screen won't go black on it. It's set up like that. So you're basically going to input your call sign in the beginning here. Okay. There's not a lot of options. This is in beta right now, so this is very, very new. There's not a lot of options. You do have a parrot mode. So if you want to send something, go back and then parrot it back from that radio so you know you got it. You can do that. There is your call sign here, and there's mine, W6UTC. Okay, and basically when you're going to start a message, this is the whole app interface. You're going to click up here, and you're going to compose a message. You have 85 bytes. Okay, so let's say, hi, YouTube, testing. Whoops. Can never type on these keyboards. Testing. Okay. There's our message. We're going to click done, and there's your message. Now, when I'm ready to send this message, I'm going to hit transmit, but before I do that, I'm going to key down my radio, then transmit. Now, these radios aren't on yet, so we'll show you in a second. So you key down your radio, you hit transmit, and it's going to transmit over to that radio, and that radio will pick it up, and it will display on that screen. I'm going to show you the other screen here. There you go. And you see I've sent a bunch of test messages along with some that came with it. Okay. So we're going to turn the radios on here and show you exactly how this works, because I'm sure everybody's waiting for that part. Okay. There we go. And I'm just using a random frequency here. It's 145,500, just a simplex frequency, just to test it out. Okay. I want to put that up there. This is it can be tricky to show you. I'm just going to leave it flat. I'm going to hit transmit, and I'm going to transmit on this. So key in the microphone down. And there we go. It transmitted over there. And it said, "Hi, YouTube, testing." Okay, try it one more time so I can show you how it works. Turn up the volume a little on that one because you can't really hear that one. Let's take a test message here. And you can, anytime you want to resend a message, you just click on it. So we're going to go over here to transmit. I'm going to key up my radio. Okay, transmit. And there you go. Test message, and there's hi YouTube testing we sent before. So this is a very, very neat system, very easy to use. I would suggest if you're going to do this regularly, maybe you want to go over to the digital section of the band on 2 meters or 440. But in all honesty, it's a very quick, information-dense way to send a bunch of text really quick. Now, the tech demo on this is called Rattlegram. Eventually, Ribbit will be the name when they reach an alpha release on it. It is redundant and it's distributed in nature, so it allows it to function even when internet connectivity is lost. Like I have 2 smartphones here, but they're acting as computers. They're doing nothing else. There's no internet connectivity. There's not even internet connectivity on this one. That one's my regular smartphone. This is my old one. So there is absolutely no way that this can rely on anything. This is just simply text mode to text mode. That easy. They have all those wireless mesh networks and everything. A whole lot of work setting those up, whereas this is extremely simple. Now, like I said, it will work with non-licensed devices like FRS and GMRS. It'll work with any radio, really. My only concern is, I don't know if it's legal. I don't believe it's legal on FRS. GMRS is kind of a gray area because they allow you to transmit data for telemetry, which this isn't. But it can be kind of a gray area on it, and I wouldn't push it unless you're in an emergency. If you're out somewhere in the middle of nowhere and you're just using 2 handhelds, I don't think anybody's going to really notice. But again, this is kind of a system that relies on absolutely nothing but your speakers and your microphone on your smartphone and having a radio with you. So I think it's a really neat mode. Now, if we want to get technical about it, this is kind of what they call a differently encoded PSK, phase shift keying modulation. So this is sort of similar to the PSK that we're using on HF. Now, that's another thing, too. This is perfectly adaptable for HF radio. If I'm sitting here on, say, 10 meters, and I want to send a message to my friend halfway across the country, I simply key up my 10-meter radio and hit send, and it'll do the exact same thing. So this is a really neat mode. It's brand new. There's really not much more to talk about. You did see how it works. It does pop in there. It's very, very neat the way that we're able to transmit that without any wires or cables. Not relying on the internet, not relying on anything else. Just a simple, quick text message. So that is Ribbit. It will eventually be called... Now, right now, if you're searching for it in the app stores, it's called Rattlegram. And there's an icon. Let me clear out of here and show you. There's an icon of a little rattlesnake. Right there. That's what the icon will look like. It is in the Google Play Store. It's in the App Store for Apple. You'll be able to pick it up there. It's completely free. And again, this is a demo. This is a beta. I mean, it's not even in alpha production yet. There's a lot more features planned for this. There are a ton of other features on this as well. Really quickly, I'll show you. You can check the encoder settings for how you want to do the sample rate, channel select, leading noise, all that stuff. You can do the decoder settings, same thing. So if you set a different kind of encode and decode for each other, you can do it that way. And again, you can do all sorts of the night mode. If you want to turn this black, like that, a little easier to read. So all in all, I really like the app. I'm very, very pleased with it. Going to follow it. I'm going to follow up on it as it develops and gets better. And we're going to see what kind of thing comes from it. I think it has a great potential. I think it has a great future because everybody's got a smartphone. Whether it's working or not, if the towers are down during some disaster or whatever, this thing still works. You don't have to rely on anything. This doesn't phone home to any server on the internet to work. It just is speakers and microphone. Anyway, folks, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will put links to the main development site. That is ribbitradio.org. Okay. And again, if you want to search for it, it's called Rattlegram. It is in both app stores. Very easy to find. There is no desktop version for it yet. Who knows? Would be kind of neat to see one because that would be kind of handy if you're using it on HF and you have your laptop there and you just want to transmit messages. But this is super portable. I mean, this and boom, you've got digital radio. I wish something like this was out when I first discovered digital in ham radio and was trying to figure out, okay, how do I make this cable? There's no custom cable for it. I have to make one. I have to this. I have to that. I have to set up the program. This, you literally download it and it works. So the link for that will be down below. I think this definitely has a application in preparedness, especially disaster recovery and emergency communication. Definitely an easy way to communicate without the whole world knowing. If you have to transmit, say, a sensitive message, we've used Packet for this for years. We had a Packet machine at our hospital. Let's say I'm transmitting something I don't want the public to necessarily hear. Something like, well, we've got, 14 dead here and we need 14 body bags. You don't want to freak people out during a disaster when they're already freaked out. That's kind of a very kind of private way to do it without encryption, without breaking the ham radio rules. So the link for that will be down below. We have our Amazon affiliate store down there as well. If you're interested in checking out anything in our store, that's great. But if not, just click the link and shop as you normally would. We really do appreciate that. Our freeze-dried wholesaler link. Now, today is the last day to get in on that slider sale, so make sure you check it out. The last day today. If you're interested in the sliders, check them out. My link will save you 15%. Don't forget to check out next Friday because we got some crazy stuff going on next Friday for freeze-dried wholesalers. We got a giveaway, and we also have a sale coming back just for a few days with a 20% discount on it. Anyway, below that is our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. We have 2 kits on there right now. The 3-month kit is $200 off plus $200 worth of free survival gear and the 3 months worth of food. Definitely a good way to get jump started on your preps. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.